I was able to stack up 27,606 points for Damage Rocketeers. You don't necessarily need wolf packs for this, but if you have the ability to craft them or you have a few spares that you can bring, definitely bring those with you. But the primary thing you want to bring is a Jupiter. Jupiters make quick work of Rocketeers, and in most cases you can eliminate the Rocketeer before it even attacks for the first time. You want to bring a weapon that you like for PvP and for the smaller enemies that you might fight along the way. And then additionally, I do recommend bringing the Osprey with one stack of medium ammo so you can aggro Rocketeers that are a little bit out of range of the Jupiter. Beyond that, I recommend starting with at least a light shield so you can get to the area quickly, but packing a medium shield as a backup is good because you are fighting Rocketeers and they will shred through your shields if you take a few shots from their rockets. You can do this during a night raid or an electromagnetic storm on damn battlegrounds, but I do not recommend doing cold snap for this as you will be outside at all times, meaning you would take persistent damage from the frostbite and it wouldn't really be a viable strategy in that case. You also want to bring a snap hook or zip lines to get up to the area where this farm takes place. Once you spawn in, head for the pipeline tower. This is near the power generation complex and is where you're going to set up for the entire match. You want to get on top of the pipeline tower, and you can do that by using the snap hook, which is safer of the two, but if you don't have a snap hook, zip lines work just fine. Just keep in mind that as you are farming up here, you want to listen for anybody who takes your zip line. It might be coming up behind you. From this location, you can see all 4 of the Rocketeer spawns, 3 of which you'll be able to see with any weapon, and then the 4th, you usually need to use the Osprey to see it clearly and be able to hit a shot to aggro it to you. You will find Rocketeers at the power generation extraction, the Hydra domes in the swamp, the top of the control tower, usually going around it in circles, and over near the testing annex. The strategy here is pretty simple. All you want to do is aggro a Rocketeer so that it starts coming to you, and then use the Jupiter to start adding damage to it from a distance. The Jupiter actually shreds through Rocketeer shields extremely quick, so you want to actually aim for center mass where the red part is on the Rocketeer. It only takes a handful of shots to take down a Rocketeer by doing it this way. If you don't have a Jupiter and you are using another weapon, I do recommend prioritizing the thrusters instead of the center body. When you knock out both of the thrusters, it will fall to the ground and generally explodes. As a quick note to this strategy, if it does fall to the ground and does not explode, keep in mind that it begins taking its own self-damage on the ground, which means that you start losing some of your points for getting the elimination. So make sure you take the Rocketeer out quickly if it's on the ground. Rocketeers have a very weird behavior pattern where the further away you aggro them from, the longer they will sit idle in the air, allowing you to get shots in for free. Use this window of time to apply the most amount of damage possible, and then I recommend using the 2 boxes on top of the pipeline tower as your rotational area if they do end up attacking you. These 2 boxes are big enough and high enough that they will block most of Rocketeer's rockets if they shoot at you, and you can just hide and rotate around these boxes easily to avoid the other damage. If the Rocketeer does its 3 volley barrage and starts to fly overhead, try and stand in the direct line of fire from where the Rocketeer is driving that path, and then use the box as cover and push yourself all the way up against it. In most cases, if not all of cases, the box is high enough that it will block the Rocketeer's rocket and you'll be totally protected from damage as it flies overhead. Just keep in mind that as it does that attack, it's very prone to firing quickly again once it turns around, and it can be right above you when it does that. There really is no rhyme or reason to which Rocketeer you want to focus on first. I just choose the one that usually is closest to me and then aggro that one to me. From here, you just rotate through all the Rocketeer spawns, aggroing one to you, eliminating it as quickly as possible, and then pulling the next one to you. As you continue with this process, just keep an eye out for respawns. I can't say for sure what causes them to respawn or not to respawn. I definitely had some pretty lengthy droughts during this run of Rocketeers not spawning, and I can't say why that was, so just keep that in mind that it might happen for you as well, or you could get way better spawns than me and get a significantly higher score. It's hard to know. Around the 10-minute mark, I do recommend paying attention to where the last extraction is. If you're lucky, ideally it's going to be at the power generation complex, which is super close to you. You can stay on top of the pipeline tower up until like 2 minutes remaining and still make the run with plenty of time. But if it's at the water treatment or the testing annex, you have a lot of running ahead of you. So I recommend planning at least 5 minutes for you to run all the way to those extractions and deal with any of the enemies that get in your way as you go. Outside of that, there isn't a whole lot more to the strategy. Just rotate through the Rocketeers, take them out, and stack up your score. Once you're ready to go, head back to Speranza, collect your loot if you haven't already, and watch your score fly up the leaderboard. That's going to be it for me today, y'all. Thanks for watching.